staff as being mistaken for Harry's maid at the restaurant. Romance goes wrong and the awkward evening out. What started as a romantic date night in an idyllic mountain town ended in disaster for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. According to reports out of the US, the couple were seen treating themselves to dinner last week without the kids at the Dutchess, a low-key Burmese bakery restaurant in California. But sources say their relaxing evening soon turned sour. According to a source, Meghan was furious and left home when she was mistakenly identified for a restaurant employee as Harry's maid. After that, Meghan bluntly stated that she would never go to this restaurant again. In other news, a bookshop in the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's California hometown claims to have only sold 30 copies of Harry's new explosive memoir Spare, despite the record-breaking sales across other parts of the country. Residents in the star-studded neighbourhood also claim to be disinterested in reading the revelatory book. Spare, which reportedly earned Harry a $20 million advance, quickly became the fastest-selling non-fiction book to hit shelves in the UK, and far surpassed sales figures of Barack Obama's book, which held the record for the most books sold on release day in the US. But it appears the couple's neighbours are less interested in the Duke's tell-all confessions, as one local bookshop owner in Montecito claims she didn't even sell one copy on the release day. Owner of local bookstore, the Tellicotti Bookshop, Mary Sheldon told The Guardian that she's only shifted some 30 copies of Spare since its release. Mary, however, added that some further copies have been reserved by locals, who were planning to collect their copy in person. Asked for her thoughts on Harry's memoir and the controversies surrounding it, Miss Sheldon said, "It's a book. He took time to gather his thoughts and wanted to publish it, so I'm here to sell it." I think that most people up here think of it as a soap opera. The Guardian reports that the lack of interest in Spare in Montecito could be because the town of around 10,000 people respects the privacy of celebrities that live there, who include Oprah Winfrey, Ellen DeGeneres, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Katy Perry. It comes after some residents in the couple's hometown of Montecito appear to be disinterested in the new book. T.C. Boyle, one of Montecito's most celebrated authors, said, "Didn't read it, and I won't read it." Meanwhile, royal expert Richard Minyards, who writes for Montecito newspaper, has read the book from cover to cover. He said, "I think the whole thing is reprehensible. It's doing enormous harm not only to the royal family, but to his own family, he and his wife. If he really does want to reconcile with his family in due course, why does he keep throwing bombs at them? Where do they go from here?" But most residents don't really notice Harry and Meghan and have just a remote curiosity in the whole royal saga, according to one local. Les Firestein, Hollywood comedy writer turned local magazine editor, said, "For most Montecitans, if not most Americans, royal watching is like bangers and mash. It's something we've heard of, but it's not really part of our culture. We don't really notice Harry and Meghan, though sometimes the locals get